Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to my channel. Hello, if you're new. If you're new, it means so much if you click that subscribe button to join my YouTube family. But today is going to be another hair care, hair related video. And I'm gonna go over the reasons why your hair isn't growing. And then to follow that, I'm also going to share some of my biggest hair secrets and tips in order to grow out your hair fast. This is definitely one of the biggest struggles I had for many, many years. I felt like nothing I did would make my hair grow, and that was like the biggest thing I ever wanted was long hair, and it just felt like my hair would stay at this like middle length, and no matter how hard I tried or how hard I wished, my hair would not grow. And it wasn't until a few years ago where I really started to take care of my hair and look into things and try things out, and I really started to learn that maybe it wasn't due to genetics, and it was actually due to the things I was doing and putting in my hair. And ever since I've started to really focus and take care of my hair, I've had no problems growing out my hair. My hair grows so fast. I actually just got a trim a few weeks ago and it's already growing again, and it's still so long. So I wanted to share with you everything that I've done. If you want to grow your hair, I'm hoping this is helpful because this has saved my hair and has helped me so much. Thumbs it up if this video is useful. I will also link down below my DIY life hacks playlist where I have a ton more hair related content in that playlist. And also I will link anything I do mention or talk about in this video in my description box for you guys to go check out. So first, let's start with reasons why your hair is not growing. Number one, diet. I feel like this is something we really overlook. I know I really overlooked this one, but diet is not only, of course, very important for your physical health, but it's also important for your hair health. For healthy hair, you need a diet rich in iron, vitamin D, zinc, B complex, and collagen. And you could get this, of course, through so many different foods. When it comes to iron, you could get that just from eating more eggs and chicken. Vitamin D is found in mushrooms and yogurt. Zinc is found in red meat, beans, and nuts. Collagen is found in those dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. And you could supplement with a B complex vitamin, which has biotin in it, which is going to increase the rate of your hair follicle growth. So just really cleaning up your diets, picking more healthier options, eating your vegetables, having more whole foods and natural foods. When I started to do that, I noticed such a big difference, not only in my physical health, but also when it comes to beauty related things like the hair, of course, your skin, and even your nails. And also, of course, just keeping hydrated as well and drinking your water. So I wanted to just quickly mention that because I think it's something that we don't always really pay attention to, or more about the products or things that we can use, but we don't really think about taking care of the inside before doing things for the outside. Number two is shedding. So this is definitely a natural part of the hair growth process, and everyone's hair sheds. But if your hair falls out faster than it can regrow, then shedding may be a big reason as to why you cannot grow your hair past a certain point. Number three is hair breakage, and this is the most common reason as to why your hair cannot grow. And this is definitely the main reason why for many years my hair would not grow past a certain point. So there's a lot of things when it comes to this reason that I'm going to share with you guys, because hair breakage can be due to so many different habits and common things that we all do. So some of the common habits that cause hair breakage include over processing. So this means doing things to your hair like getting perms or relaxing your hair or coloring your hair. So by exposing your hair to all these chemicals, it's really going to strip your hair of its natural oils and also just rough up the outer cuticle of your hair. Another habit that leads to hair breakage is heat styling. I am definitely by no means a stranger to heat styling. This was the biggest reason why my hair was not growing for many years. This is what's going to lead to split ends and breakage. Every time you hear the sizzle of your hot tool when it touches your hair, you are negatively affecting your hair extremely. Hot tools accelerate the damage that you are doing to your hair by burning and damaging the structure of your hair. Another reason that leads to breakage is aggressive styling. So this is just doing anything from forcefully combing out your hair really aggressively, or doing really tight hairstyles, or even just using uncovered elastic bands to put your hair up. This is all going to lead to breakage in your hair. Those are the most common habits and reasons why a lot of us have hair breakage, and those are things that you definitely want to pay attention to and try to limit as much as possible. So another reason why your hair isn't growing is split ends, and this kind of goes hand in hand with doing all those things to your hair, like putting heat or dyeing your hair or getting perms or being really aggressive with your hair. This is going to lead to split ends, especially when you are putting heat on your hair. And when I was putting heat on my hair every day, my split ends were out of control. I had like split ends galore, and they were a little crazy. And once you get split ends, it is nearly impossible to repair that. You can't really do too much once a split end appears. The best way, of course, to get rid of that is just going in for little baby trims and getting rid of it that way. You can always put things on the ends of your hair, but it can only do so much. Once your strand is split, it's just going to continue to split higher and higher and just keep breaking off. And a lot of the times, if your split ends are really bad, they keep splitting up. That is the reason why sometimes your hair will be growing from your scalp, but your ends are getting shorter because of those split ends. And that is what happened to me. So many times people thought I was getting haircuts when I wasn't, and it was just because my split ends were breaking, and it led to shorter length on the bottom, which was honestly like my worst nightmare when I was in high school and in university. But that was happening to me, and it was so frustrating because the growth of my scalp was not fast enough for those split ends. My fifth reason is poor hair care routine. So what you put on your hair is very important and very crucial, and a lot of the times we don't realize that so many products are full of chemicals that are actually so damaging for the hair and contain just harmful ingredients that are doing much more bad than good for the hair. So it's really important to know what you're putting onto your hair, research, figure out which ingredients are good for the hair and what's not so great. And even though a product may be good at the beginning and make your hair smooth, shiny, and smell good, over time you'll just notice your hair being brittle and damaged and the texture just being really dry. And that is because a lot of hair products just have a bunch of chemicals in them that aren't good. And sometimes it's important to also invest a little bit in your hair care routine. I used to definitely be one that would just go to the drugstore and buy whatever was on the shelf, the cheapest thing. I didn't really look into my ingredients before, and I just thought it would do the same thing. But honestly, a lot of the times those products are just filled with things that are going to do more damage to your hair in the long run. So you really want to use things that are good for your hair and that are going to allow your hair to stay healthy and shiny and soft. And the last reason when it comes to why your hair is not growing, reason number 6, is you're not taking care of your scalp. Your scalp is just as important as the ends of our hair, and I feel like a lot of us tend to put a lot of focus on the ends of our hair and forget about our scalp. But our scalp is where our new hair comes from and where our regrowth comes from. So it's important that you're putting just as much effort and time onto your scalp. Some examples of things that you want to do in order to take care of your scalp is using the right shampoo. Since you are washing your scalp with the shampoo, you want to protect your scalp from sun and sun damage. So whether you wear a hat or put just a shirt over your hair when you are tanning outside, let's say, or you're on a vacation. And also doing things like giving your scalp a little massage and brushing your scalp. So that's just little things that you can do that are going to help with the your overall scalp health. So now that I went over the reasons why your hair may not be growing or growing past a certain length, I'm gonna go into my biggest hair tips in order to grow your hair faster, and just things that I always have been doing very consistently and I have noticed really has helped my hair growth growth go to the next level and just continue growing long and healthy. And that leads me to my tip number 1, which is to brush out your hair before you shower. For the longest time, I was brushing out my hair when I went out of the shower when it is wet. And that is the worst time to brush your hair. When your hair is wet, that is the most vulnerable state your hair will ever be in. So I never brush my hair anymore when it is wet, and I try to always brush it when it is 100% dried. And before I go into the shower, I always brush out my hair. When you do this, you really want to make sure you're starting on the ends and then bringing it up, because you always want to be as gentle as possible when you are brushing out your hair. And this is going to lead to less hair fallout, especially if you have knots and tangles in your hair. You really want to just start on the bottom and bring it up, and then it will lead to less hair fallout in the shower when you do this, because you will get rid of all your knots and tangles. And that leads me to number 2, which is using cool water when you are taking a shower and washing your hair. Hot water dehydrates your hair and it ends up causing brittle, broken strands. Therefore, you really want to use cool and lukewarm water when you are washing your hair and taking a shower. A huge tip, and something I really like to do at the very ends of my shower, I like taking my hair a blast of cold water. This is really just going to seal the hair cuticles and make your hair so shiny and so smooth. So I know it's not always the best feeling to wash your hair with cold water, but now that it is the warmer weather, honestly, I enjoy it. So I always just like to do this right at the end, and I notice such a big difference. I also notice it helps with the frizziness of my hair as well. Number 3 is to keep your hair hydrated. I am all about hydration when it comes to my hair. My hair is definitely more on the dry side. I deal with a dry scalp too, which I've done so many videos on dandruff and things like that. So I have always been into finding great products or finding great things for my hair that's really gonna add in that moisture and that hydration. You really wanna do this by never skipping conditioner ever. If you are washing your hair, always follow up with a conditioner. You wanna also incorporate oils into your hair care routine and just oil treatments or hair treatments into your routine. I'm all about that, and I noticed that this really helps with the overall texture of your hair and the health of your hair. And that leads me to number 4, which is to massage your scalp. It's important to really take care of your scalp, like I said previously, and this is really going to help stimulate hair growth. Products, sweat, oil buildup on your scalp and hair follicles can really affect the growth of your hair. So there's a couple things I always like to do, and that is to use a detox shampoo at least once a month. I've talked about the Way Detox Shampoo. This is really great at just getting rid of that product buildup in your scalp and the excess gunk that's just there. You really want to make sure you do a detox at least once a month. And then I also really like to use my hair scalp brush. I will link down below, like I said, what I do mention in this video, but these are really great. You can bring them into the shower and just give your hair, give your scalp a little bit of a massage. The bristles are made out of silicone. It's really gentle, and this really just is going to stimulate that hair growth. Number 5 is to protect your hair with a heat protectant and try to style your hair less. So this is something I am so proud of, because like I said, I was an Advent heat styling tool girl. I even styled my hair at a point in my life every single day. If my hair was not perfectly pin straight, this girl had a problem. I needed to straighten it every morning, every day. I was obsessed. It became a habit, a problem, and it kind of became like a security blanket. It's like I didn't feel confident unless my hair was pin straight. And my hair is naturally wavy. It was a lot curlier when I was young, but that is something that I learned to limit, which I'll talk about things that worked for me so well when it comes to this. But something I also do now always is using a heat protectant. I love Moroccan oil heat protectant. This just gives you a barrier between your hair and the heat tool, and it's going to lead to a lot less damage than if you go straight with the heat tool onto your hair. So I never skip this step ever. This is by far my ride or die. If I'm going to put heat, I will use a heat protectant. It's just like when you go in the sun, you put on your sunscreen. And another thing, like I said, is to limit your amount of heat that you put on your hair. And like I said, this was a really hard thing for me, but I learned to try not to put as much. So I went from putting heat on my hair every single day to putting heat on my hair every few days. And then I really was doing it once a week. And now I try to extend it even more than that if I can. And actually when I got this hair cut a few weeks back, I went over 3 weeks without putting heat. Today was actually the first day I put heat on my hair in, I think it was like 25 days, which was the longest I've ever gone without heat. And I give it a lot to claw clips. I'm telling you, buy claw clips. I've been putting my hair up and I love it. It gets out of the way of your face. You don't have to put any heat in. They're really trendy right now, and it's just a great way to avoid putting heat on your hair when you don't have to. Finding hairstyles that don't involve heat is going to save you so much and save your hair so much. And that leads me to number 6, which is to use hair treatments and masks. I live by these. I do these at least once a week. If I am kind of busy and life gets the best of us, I try to at least do it once a month. And I do so many different treatments and oil treatments to my hair. I've done so many on my channel, which like I said, it will be in my DIY life hacks playlist. But I love adding oil treatments into my routine. I've done olive oil hair treatments, to castor oil treatments, coconut oil, and I've even done egg hair masks, which I swear and live by. I've done all of these videos on my YouTube, and those are definitely the treatments I use on a weekly basis and kind of go back and forth. But I've just noticed such a big difference on how fast my hair has grown since doing it, and also the overall texture. It's really helped with the shininess, the softness, and my frizziness, which was a really big problem, and as well as the dryness of my hair, because I do struggle with a dry scalp, and these treatments really help with my scalp as well, because I do like to put it all over, and sometimes I will let the oil treatment even sit for a full 24 hours if I have the time. If not, I will let it sit for at least an hour or 2. So those are both all the reasons why your hair isn't growing, and also just my best hair tips and secrets that I do that has helped and transformed my hair health and allowed me to grow out my hair with no problem now, and it just grows faster than ever. I hope this was useful. Thumbs it up if it is. Like I said, I will link any products I did mention in the description box. And don't forget to click the subscribe button. I do post every single Tuesday and Thursday. And with that being said, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!